Hi there, Rambo McLean for life, and welcome back for another movie review. And we're back, and this is actually the second movie review for the Patrick Swayze, which I wanted to talk about for a while. And now I'm gonna review Black Dog, which I have the Blu-ray, and I got this movie in June 2016, right after this movie was released. This is the Blu-ray, and it's actually my third favorite Patrick Swayze movie. It's actually a road action film. It's the only way to stay alive is to keep moving, and it's titled Black Dog. Directed by Kevin Hooks, who directed Passenger 57. Not been fan of that Die Hard ship-off movie. No, I'm not fan of that film. I hate it. I'm still not a fan. It's still not. It's still a cheesy and god awful film, in my opinion. Rushed, but Kevin Hooks directed this movie, which I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and definitely one of my. I think it's in top 50 favorite action films. Definitely, it's right up there. It's not top 10. My favorite Patrick Swayze is Roadhouse. My favorite action film of all time. This will be my favorite action film. I love this film, but I don't love like the road like I love the Roadhouse. I love Roadhouse more, but it's my third favorite Patrick Swayze. For today, this is gonna be the last review I'm gonna do. So Black Dog. Black Dog talks about Jack Cruz, played by Patrick Swayze, and this is actually after this movie was released in 1998, and it's been actually his movie role since 3 years. He didn't do since he did Three Wishes. He didn't do any more movies that time, 1995. But he decided to start filming this film in 1997 and was released 1998. Right after that movie, he did Letters to a Killer, which I also enjoy, but I don't have. But I do have Black Dog. I love Black Dog to death. I love this movie. I think it's criminally underrated from Patrick Swayze. I think on IMDb holds only 5.5, and yeah, and the Rotten Tomatoes they gave this movie by reviews only 10%. I mean, I think it's just underrated. It's a road action film. It's a rated R. It's a road action film by Universal Pictures. Okay, it's page 13. It's page 13, but you know what? Page 13 is still a good movie. I say a decent, good movie and fucking underrated, but that's just my opinion. Black Dog talks about Jack Cruz, played by Patrick Swayze, who is a harness staff man. He's a mechanic, and he was in prison for manslaughter for 2 years. Just came out of prison. He has a wife and a daughter, and he only wants to live normal life. Until he finds out that that the state is actually is kicking him and his family out of the house, because they own $9,000 and they don't have that kind of money to pay the pay for the house, and because she's his wife, Melanie, played by Brenda Strong, she was hiding the truth about what just happened. The truth from her husband. That they own $9,000 and they can't get that kind of money. And he was offered to transport a truck, from North Carolina. He was hired to drive this truck, and because his employee, he tells him that he's gonna pay him $10,000 if he delivers the goods, and because Jack has no choice, he accepts the deal to get the money, to save his family. He accepts the money, And yeah, so he goes and transport a 40-ton truck, which is a little weapon. He's gonna transport it, from the he's gonna transport it to the finish line, there where he has to do it. So Jack goes, in the truck, I think was I think was I think it was Peter built 370 excuse me, Peter built 379 truck, which is actually a 40 ton, and he has to go through the roads, to the extraction point where they actually they decide to meet there, so this is also the truck, that kind of truck he has to drive. He gets he gets Earl, played by Randy Travis, and he gets two more men, which they're driving driving a car for the protection while he's transporting the goods, while he's transporting the goods. And of course the other two guys are Sonny, played by Gabriel Cassius, and Wes, played by Brian Vincent. While they keep moving on the road, the guy who gave them the goods, the guy who gave them the guy who gives them the roads, and he has to do the delivery, unaware, he didn't know that the same guy who gives them the stuff, which at first Jack thinks they're actually new toilets, that they're driving, unaware, is actually a little weapon, because he's actually transporting weapons in the truck, and this guy Meatloaf, who plays Red, who gave them the stuff, who gave them the package to deliver, he tries desperately to catch us Jack Cruz with his man, and there's a car chases and explosions, or even with the trucks. He desperately tries to get the package back while Jack Cruz has to deliver. That was agreement, and unaware, his employee, played by I'm looking at this guy, think was, I forgot the guy's name, I think maybe he's somewhere, he's not in the his employee, goes and kidnaps, because he wants his package, because he wants his transport, his package. He goes and kidnaps Jack Cruz's wife and daughter, and while they're on the road, they keep continue. Red and his man, they keep trying to stop. They keep continue and try to stop somehow Jack Cruz, And Jack finds out that there are weapons, but he has to do delivery, and because every time they on the road, they somehow are found by Red. So of course, Jack finds out that Wes is actually he tells them where they are. He's working for Red. And of course, Wes is actually a snitch in this movie. And now Jack, he has no choice, but he has to deliver the goods, and while they're actually keep moving the car, the truck, a group of men, they actually a group of men, with the two motorcycles. They attack the truck. They attack the truck, and Patrick Swayze, he goes one of the bikers. He jumps on the back of the truck, and he tries to to slow them down. And Patrick Swayze climbs there and fights him off. And by the way, that was done for real. This movie has no CGI. The fight scene was for real, and if you watch closely with your eyes, you see that's a stunt double for Patrick Swayze, because it was done for real. It wasn't CGI. It was done for real. And of course, Patrick Swayze throws him off their truck, and their man's son has been shot. And then of course, Jack. Jack finds out that Sonny is undercover FBI agent. ATF agent, played by Steven Tobolowsky, McLaren, and FBI agent Ford, played by Charles S. Dutton. They are forced to work together in order to stop this truck. Unaware, Sonny was working for Charles S. Dutton's character Ford. He was working for them, and he tries to stop them. And Sonny was FBI agent, and he was telling them, and he decided to help them out, but Sonny died. So he found a transmission, which the FBI knew where they were, and when they tried to stop the truck, Wes called. He called Jack by doing something good, and of course Jack tells them where he's gonna deliver the weapons. They go, while this guy, his employee with his men are waiting for Jack, and Jack makes a trap with his friend Earl, on the pier. They go, and he goes and he fights off the employee. He goes and saves his daughter. He goes and saves his wife, and of course both ATF and FBI agents shows up, and they arrest the crew, and Jack is now cleared, because he did something for the FBI. He's cleared. And of course, McLaren gives them a car keys and says that they have to drive the truck back, but they forgot on Red, Meatloaf. Meatloaf returns, and he goes after them, and he tries to kill them, but crashes. There's a practical effect, which is great crash, and of course then the movie ends with country song, and the song was also the singer Randy Travis is actually not only actor but singer. He wrote and performed the song, and I think that I wrote something there. I think he did perform the song, but I guess I forgot to write down. Sadly, I don't have that song. Yeah, I do have the song. My Greatest Fear, performed by Randy Travis, who also wrote on it. The music score was done for George S. Clinton, which he did a good job on the music score. And the reason why is the title called Black Dog, because it talks about the driver. Patrick Swayze's character Jack Cruz is actually a trucker. He's a trucker, and because he was way too long on the road, he saw a black dog. While he almost fall asleep, he tries to get early to on his daughter's birthday, but he fall asleep, and then he saw a black dog coming to him, and because he turned right to avoid him, he crashed and killed a family, and he was for manslaughter. He was 32 years, and his driving license has been taken away. And that's the myth legend about the story. If you're about truckers, if you're way too long on the road, you're actually going to see Black Dog. That's the title of the movie. But I do love this film. I mean, I think it's criminally underrated with Still Dawn. I think it's definitely one of the most underrated by Patrick Swayze films. I love Roadhouse. I love this film, and I love Still Down. Tomorrow I will be reviewing Still Down. But this movie is only for truckers, or action buffs, action junkies like myself. But I recommend this movie for the truckers, And like I said, directed by Kevin Hooks and written was been by William Mickelberry and then Vining. I hope I pronounced the last name correctly, which was both written. And of course, Raffaella De Laurentiis was producer in this movie, and was been for Universal Pictures, but of course, the Black Dog Company was also for it, In January, which I wrote that in January 3rd, I think was January 3rd, 1998, while the crew through special effects were they were actually in North Carolina. They were preparing gas explosions for the movie which they filmed, but suddenly the explosion went wrong because it was inappropriate. It wasn't correctly done. And because of that, the state filed them. They actually fined them $16,800, by the state. And because those scenes, because it was inappropriate, because it wasn't correctly, because of those scenes, because of that explosion, of course, those scenes did not show up in the final cut in the movie, By the way, two were actually hurt, but they survived. The other one was briefly injured, but he was released right away. He was okay. The other two were hospitalized, but they also survived. Thank God, no one died, But they could be in the scenes in the film, but they had to cut it off. I do love the scene with the truck. Meatloaf is chasing. Meatloaf is actually chasing Jack Cruz and his daughter, his wife, and he he's chasing Jack Cruz and Earl, and he crashes in the electricity, of course. In the electricity, and of course, the electricity almost destroys his car, but he's still alive, his character. I really love that scene. It's definitely my favorite scene. The movie was budget $30 million, but it was a box office bomb, made only $12 million, which is too bad. It's really too bad. It actually bombed at the box office, and of course, Patrick Swayze went through a real truck driving school to earn his Class A CDL commercial driver's license. So he was really learning how to. Drive the truck. When you see the scenes, driving Patrick Swayze, that's him. That's not a stunt double or a CGI. It's him driving a truck. That's for real. That's for real. There's a lot of car chases, truck chases. There are like three trucks try to slow them down, but they all crashed, and you see tons of explosions. The movie is a fast paced. It's only 1 hour 29 minutes. I think the end of credits it's only 1 hour 20 minutes. Goes very fast paced around. The only problem and plot hole I do hear about the film is I don't get it why this guy Red is trying to get the stuff the weapons back when he was actually given to Swayze's character. It was never explained. Did he find out for the shipment that it's worth $1 million, or how it was? They never explained. That's my problem. I think that's a plot hole. And another thing, how Red always find out at first talk they have some sort of wire or like the tracking them down, but then it explained that Wes what was telling calling red when they went, they go through the weight costumes, and it's just everything you see is done practical, is done for real. They're all everything's put down for real, the trucks, the drive-ins, like I said, ask any trucker, any truck driver, he's gonna tell you better than me, because I'm not truck driver. I could have went into the truck driving school, but I refused to go. It's for me, it's enough that I learn how to drive a car, which I do have driver's license, but I don't want the truck license. I heard stories from my friends, that learning a truck, it takes you at least 2 years that you learn truck properly, because it's harder than the car. Maybe for some people, maybe took longer that they even pass the truck driving's license. But this movie is all about trucks. I really recommend it. For I think even $30 million, it's not a low budget, but for a low budget, they did a pretty good job. I mean, special effects did a great job. The music score, really decent and good performance by Patrick Swayze. Jack Cruz, definitely my favorite character he played. Not like Dalton from Roadhouse, or Nomad from Still Down. But I really like this film. I mean, I really love this film. And like I said, Black Dog is actually my third favorite Patrick Swayze. The first one will be Roadhouse, the second Still Down, and this will be number 3, Black Dog, the filming the days are actually, the movie was filmed through 21st September 97 till 15th January 1998. So, only 5 months. In 5 months, they came out with a movie, and I really do enjoy this film. I mean, Patrick Swayze, I really have to review because I missed the guy. I forgot in my review in Roadhouse, but I'm gonna say here, my mom, she also passed away in 2007. But my mom's favorite actor was Patrick Swayze. She was always watching him North and South. I did not watch that show, but I've watched Roadhouse and Next of Kin the most. The VHS gets such a terrible quality from Next of Kin, especially the final scene on the cemetery, the final showdown. I barely can see anything because it was way too dark and the picture was not clear enough. So the ending, the finale, always completely took me out of the movie, that time. But definitely I prefer Black Dog over Next of Kin or Point Break or any movie. I think it's underrated. It's not for everyone. It's a good action film, But that's my movie review on Black Dog 1998, directed by Kevin Hooks. I hope you like my review. Stay tuned for my third review. That's going to be tomorrow. That's going to be Still Down 1987, which another Patrick Swayze flick that he did. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. You're very missed. I love the guy. I love him so much. I mean, he's my favorite actor. I really do love Patrick Swayze so much. But Roadhouse is a movie that I can say it's a kick-ass movie. But Black Dog, love the movie. Anyway, take care. I'm out. Have a good day and see you tomorrow. Bye. Out.